The Young and the Restless full episodes, Thurrdays full, the 7th of May, 2026. Welcome back to our channel. Today is Wednesday, a beautiful day to dive into the absolute madness of Genoa City. Grab your coffee, your tea, or maybe something stronger, because we have a mountain of drama to unpack today. Let's jump right in. I cannot believe they actually did that. I am literally sitting here typing furiously at 2 in the morning because my brain is running on a hamster wheel of pure adrenaline and rage after watching the Wednesday, May 6th episode of The Young and the Restless. I mean, my jaw is still permanently attached to the floor. Are you kidding me right now? I am so deeply frustrated, but also so entirely hooked that I can't even see straight. If you haven't watched it yet, brace yourself, because the writers just took a massive wrecking ball to Genoa City and smashed everything we hold dear. I'm sorry. But seeing not one, but two major arrests in the span of a single week, my heart cannot take this level of stress. Let's start with the absolute travesty that is Phyllis Summers sitting in a jail cell. Yes, they actually put Phyllis in handcuffs on Tuesday, and now we are dealing with the catastrophic fallout. I am livid. I am so beyond livid at Victor Newman right now that I could scream into a pillow. We all know Victor is ruthless. I mean, I've been watching this show religiously since 2015, and I have seen the mustache do some incredibly dark things, but framing Phyllis with fake AI-generated emails, are we serious? This is a whole new level of diabolical, even for him. He and Victoria literally ambushed her, backed her into a corner, and demanded she hand over Summers Corp or face prison. And because Phyllis is Phyllis, she told them to kick rocks. And what happens? Victor actually makes good on his threat. He actually handed that fake evidence over. I just cannot fathom the sheer audacity of this man. But thank the soap gods for Michael Baldwin, because Michael is officially in damage control mode. And let me tell you, Lawyer Michael is my absolute favorite Michael. I know he was hesitating. I know he didn't want to get involved because the evidence looks incredibly damning, but Lauren Fenmore basically had to force his hand. And honestly, good for Lauren. She is a true friend. Remember when Phyllis and Lauren were at each other's throats years ago? Look how far they've come. Lauren knows Phyllis is being set up, and she pushed Michael to take the case. The scene where Michael finally caves and goes to see Phyllis is just pure soap opera gold. You can see the exhaustion in his eyes, but you also see that brilliant legal mind starting to turn. He knows he's going up against the Newman machine, and he knows it's career suicide if he fails, but he's doing it anyway. And can we talk about the absolute nightmare that is Christine Blair being the new district attorney? I am shaking my head so hard right now. The bug is back in power, and she is clearly using this position to execute a personal vendetta against Phyllis. I mean, we all know the history here. We all remember Phyllis running Christine and Paul over with that rental car back in the day. Christine has never forgiven her, and she never will. So when this supposed evidence of Phyllis committing corporate fraud or whatever Victor cooked up landed on Christine's desk, you just know she didn't even bother to verify it. She just saw an opportunity to finally nail Phyllis to the wall, and she took it. It makes my blood boil because it is such a blatant conflict of interest. How is she even allowed to prosecute this case? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a step back and look at the actual evidence. Fake AI emails. I kind of love that the show is bringing in modern technology like artificial intelligence, but it is also completely terrifying. How in the world is Michael going to prove that those emails are fake? He's a lawyer, not a tech genius. He is going to need to hire some serious cybersecurity experts to trace the digital footprint back to Victor and Victoria. And, Victor has covered his tracks perfectly. I am so scared for Phyllis because she is genuinely facing years in a federal penitentiary for something she didn't even do. I know some people are loving this and saying Phyllis is finally getting her karma, but personally, I think this is entirely unfair. Victor is the one who should be locked up for this. Okay, back to the point. Because if you thought the Phyllis drama was the peak of the episode, you were completely wrong. We need to talk about the GCAC scene. I am still hyperventilating just thinking about it. Kane Ashby in handcuffs. Yes, you heard me right. Christine marched right into the dining room of the Genoa City Athletic Club with a uniformed police officer and arrested Kane in front of half the town. I actually cheered out loud at my television, clapping my hands like a maniac. And then about 5 seconds later, a massive wave of pure, suffocating dread washed over me. Because while I absolutely hate Kane right now for what he is doing, his arrest is a literal death sentence for Malcolm Winters. Let me break this down because I am so worked up. Malcolm is dying. He has aplastic anemia. He desperately needs a bone marrow transplant to survive. Lily's twins weren't a match. Nobody else is a match. And then Kane gets tested after secretly pumping Stephanie for information, and he turns out to be the only match. And what does this absolute monster do with that information? Does he do the right thing and save the man who raised his ex-wife? No. He uses it to blackmail Lily. He demands control of Chancellor Winters in exchange for his bone marrow. I have never been more disgusted by a character in my entire life. Remember when Kane used to be the romantic hero? Yeah. Didn't work then either, but this is a whole new low. So when Christine slaps the cuffs on Kane, my first thought was that it was sweet karma. But then the camera pans to Lily's face. Oh my God, Lily Winters. My heart shattered into a million tiny pieces for her. The sheer, unadulterated panic in her eyes was absolutely devastating to watch. She is literally watching her uncle, her biological father, the man who means everything to her and her family, slip away. And the only person on the entire planet who can save him is now being hauled off to the police station like a common thug. Lily is terrified of the catastrophic consequences, and she has every right to be completely freaking out, because time is running out. Malcolm does not have weeks or months to wait for them to scour the global registries for another donor. He needs this surgery now. And here is the logistical nightmare that is making me pull my hair out. The bone marrow transplant surgery is scheduled to take place in New York. New York? Kane is being arrested in Wisconsin. Do you understand what this means? If Kane is charged with a serious crime, he is going to be a flight risk. He won't be allowed to leave the state. He won't be able to travel to New York for the surgery. The legal red tape alone could delay this for months, and Malcolm does not have months. Is the surgery going to be canceled? Is Kane going to try and leverage his own bail against Lily now? I wouldn't put it past him. He is probably sitting in an interrogation room right now, refusing to cooperate unless Lily gets the charges dropped or posts his bail. It is so sick and twisted. And right in the middle of all this high stakes, life or death, corporate and legal warfare, we have Claire Newman making a bold decision that is going to put her on a direct collision course with Victor. I am so here for this. I love Claire. I think her evolution from a traumatized, brainwashed victim into a strong, independent Newman woman is the best storyline this show has done in the last decade. She has been getting so close to Holden Novak, Malcolm's newly discovered son. Holden is completely lost and overwhelmed, and Claire has been this beautiful, empathetic sounding board for him. So, what is her bold decision? Is she going to stand up to Victor? Is she going to find out about Victor framing Phyllis and blow the whistle? Or is she going to intervene in the Chancellor Winters mess to help Holden and Malcolm completely defying Victor's strict orders to stay out of it? Because, let's be real, Victor demands absolute loyalty. He wants his family to fall in line like soldiers. But Claire is not Victoria. Claire is not going to blindly follow the mustache when she sees innocent people getting hurt. If Claire discovers that Victor is using AI to destroy a woman's life, or if she realizes that the Newman power plays are somehow interfering with Malcolm's survival, she is going to rebel. And I am praying she does. We need someone inside that family to hold Victor accountable. I am so tired of him getting away with literal crimes while playing God with everyone's lives in Genoa City. Am I the only one who feels this way? So what happens next? I am genuinely terrified for the rest of the week. Michael Baldwin has the fight of his life on his hands. He has to somehow outsmart Victor Newman, prove the AI emails are fake, and get Phyllis out of that cell before Christine fast-tracks her to a prison sentence. Meanwhile, Lily has to figure out how to get a criminal out of police custody and transport it across state lines to New York so he can have his bone marrow harvested before her father dies. It is pure, unadulterated chaos, and I am eating up every single second of it. I know I complain a lot, and I know I get overly emotional, but this is why we watch soaps, right? We want the drama, the stakes, the heart-stopping moments. I just need Malcolm to survive. Please, writers, do not kill off Malcolm Winters. I will never forgive you if you do.